Oh, Halo, what happened to you? 343 has just been woefully mismanaging this series since Bungie's departure, and that especially shows today. Going to Steam and looking at Halo Infinite's listing, you'll see that recent reviews are sitting at a mostly negative, whereas it initially began at a mostly positive. It is sitting currently at a 30% review score from the most recent almost 3,000 reviews, and there's a good reason for this. The live service component of Halo Infinite has just been so woefully mishandled, and with their latest update, as relayed in this video titled Halo Infinite Update September 2022, they revealed some unfortunate news that has made the backlash surrounding Halo Infinite's live service mismanagement that much worse. In fact, just look at the likes to dislikes ratio here, 8.8 thousand likes versus a whopping almost 30,000 dislikes. And reading through the comments, you can see the scathing feedback with people saying things like, remember when Halo 3 launched with full playable campaign that could be played either in single player or cooperatively via split screen, Xbox Live, or System Link? Forge mode was built into the game and ready to play instead of having to wait months for it. Theater mode was built into the game and ready to play. A playlist that had something for everyone. Competitive for competitive players and social for those who wanted to play for fun. And that was released in 2007. It's 2022, and Infinite doesn't have any of this. 343 Industries are killing Halo, declares this comment. Indeed, past Halo releases felt much more feature complete, and because they weren't live services, they had to ship a complete product. They couldn't get complacent. And you got plenty of other scathing comments like, I never thought in a million years I'd give up on this franchise. I hope the last 18 players enjoy. One of the top comments points out that communal aspect of Halo, kind of sitting together in one room and playing it, that's completely missing and absent in Infinite. They need to make Halo a party game you can enjoy with friends again. That's what made all of Bungie's Halo games so great. So what's up with this feedback? Why are people saying stuff like this? Well, this IGN article kind of summarizes what was relayed in that update video, with certain features being canceled and certain upcoming content being delayed. Halo Infinite Forge mode gets November release date, but split-screen co-op has been canceled. Split-screen co-op has been a staple of the Halo franchise since its inception, and it was promised as a feature that would be coming to Infinite, only for them to retract on that front because they want to focus more on developing the currently lacking live service. It's just very clear that the team woefully underestimated the scope of the project and what they could actually achieve, the ambition versus their ability to execute. So here's how IGN details what was relayed in that update video. Halo Infinite is finally getting Forge mode, launching on November 8th, 2022. This has been delayed, I believe, from what was supposed to be an earlier release window. And as the comment pointed out, past Halo releases have had Forge mode from the outset, so waiting this long for this mode was certainly testing players' patience, but we are finally getting it on November 8th, and at the very least, from what people have tested of Forge mode so far, it is looking pretty comprehensive and looking like something that may draw a lot of people to the game with tons of really cool custom content. But on the other side of the fence, while online campaign co-op will arrive on the same day, November 8th, 2022, couch co-op or split-screen co-op, local co-op, has been canceled entirely. Scrolling further down the article, you'll find an exact quote from the video which reads, "In order to improve and accelerate ongoing live service development and to better address player feedback and quality of life updates, we have reallocated studio resources and are no longer working on local campaign split-screen co-op." And then making matters worse is the fact that the next season of Halo Infinite Season 3 has been delayed by quite a bit, as relayed here by PC Games, and Season 3 has been delayed to March of 2023. And as pointed out by this IGN commenter here, Season 1 was 6 months, which was already pushing it. Season 2 started in May of this year and ends in March of next year now, making it 10 months long. A season of a live service is supposed to last roughly 3 to 4 months. That's sort of the sweet spot. But 6 to 10 months, that is way pushing it. People are just not going to have that kind of patience, and many fear that Halo Infinite is going to begin to kind of die off unceremoniously given just how much continues to get delayed, how much is continuously mishandled, how long it's taking to fix certain things or add certain missing features. And in the case of this latest update, certain marquee flagship features of Halo, local couch co-op, it's just getting canned outright. Now, that's not to say that new content isn't coming with this November 8th update. Kotaku bullet listed them, such as 2 new maps called Detachment and Argyle. Both were made in Forge. The Forge beta will slip from its anticipated September date to later this year. There will be new cosmetics that are part of the free 30-level Battle Pass. The open world campaign will receive support for online co-op, plus the option to finally replay missions. Though again, local couch co-op has been canned, which plenty of people were looking forward to. I don't know exactly how many people would engage with that mode, but there are certainly plenty of old school Halo players who would have liked to play together in one room. And then there's this new game mode called Covert One Flag, alongside upcoming new events like a repeat of Winter Contingency alongside a new event called Joint Fire, a beta for a revamp of the XP program. Basically, one of the big things that Halo Infinite woefully mishandled was how progression works in multiplayer, where they made it challenge-based, where people prefer experience points-based. Challenge-based means that you have to kind of adhere to what the challenges want you to do, instead of just being able to do your own thing and perform really well and progress that way, instead of relying on the game telling you, use this gun, this weapon, or, some of them involve, having to wait for the enemy to engage a certain way in order for you to be able to fulfill that challenge. And it just makes it a pain in the ass to progress through the game and just not as fun, because you can't just play the way you want to play. And last but not least, quality of life improvements that tend to come with live service updates. So there's some stuff that's upcoming, but the rollout of substantial content has been so slow. And now with the cancellation of key Halo features, it's all extremely bad for optics, and people are just getting sick and tired of 343's mishandling of the Halo franchise. And this is nothing new for 343. Since Halo 4, since they were handed over the Halo IP, many have felt that Halo has just not been at its best. Many have felt as though 343 is just not the right studio to handle the Halo IP. Infinite was their last chance to prove that they're capable of kind of doing Halo justice, and things seem to be going all right at the beginning, with the campaign, having been received well enough, with the foundation of the game being really solid, the shooting mechanics. I mean, it's a fun game to play, which is why people want it to succeed and why people want more of it. But 343's mishandling of, the free-to-play live service component, and just the slow rollout of updates, and their inability to execute on their own ambitions has just made this one of the saddest things to happen to Halo, as it is Xbox's flagship. It doesn't deserve to go out like this, and yet here we are worried that it's going to die off, and the current player base is just not looking anywhere near as good as successful live services like Destiny 2 and Apex Legends and Fortnite, or, you name it. And Halo, it had all the potential to become one of the marquee live services of this generation, but the execution has been botched to a point where people are, they're running out of patience, or have run out of patience, and are deciding enough is enough. And not to mention that 343 is losing trust among its community, among the Halo community, because they promised back in 2017 that the next Halo FPS after Halo 5 will have split screen. This was something that 343 Industries executive Bonnie Ross stated during a speech at DICE 2017. Ross said not including split screen in Halo 5 was one of the painful learnings that Microsoft faced, and apparently they didn't take these painful learnings to heart, as history is repeating itself, except the burn is worse, because this was something that was promised. I mean, straight up right here, she said, for any FPS going out forward from 343, we will always have split screen in. Talk about a broken promise. And here's the baffling part about all of this. Split screen co-op is actually in the game. It is in Halo Infinite. It's just not complete, and it's just not made public. But through a menu glitch, as relayed here by Halo Creation, it is possible to access the mode. Here's a tutorial on how to do it, and you can see gameplay right here of this working pretty damn well in its incomplete state. Here's a previous tweet that further highlights that a functional split screen co-op feature and mode is included in Halo Infinite and works pretty well in its incomplete state. Now, I'm not here to claim that I know why 343 decided to just cancel the development of this feature, why they decided not to complete it. I'm not here to pretend like I know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe there's a good reason for it, but 343 hasn't provided that good reason. And so this is just really confusing and baffling for folks who've been looking forward to this, to just see all this kind of go to waste, especially given how much of a flagship feature this is for Halo enthusiasts. I don't know, it's all very strange, as has been the entire post-launch roadmap and journey of Halo Infinite, where just not a whole lot has been happening and just a lot of misguided decisions have been made. Things have been getting delayed, and it just feels like the developers can't keep up. Since all this was brought to light, we've been seeing a number of hot takes online. Here we have SkillUp here, who aptly points out how Destiny 2 will have delivered 2 major expansions and 4 seasons worth of content in roughly the same amount of time it's taken Halo Infinite to get Forge and cancel Couch Co-op. Ouch, from that point of view. A valid one at that, given that Destiny 2 is currently sort of the marquee example of how to do a live service. It still draws in hundreds of thousands of players, and while it's not a perfect experience, while there's still fumbles and stumbles upon the way, it's in a very healthy state as far as the player base is concerned, and they are consistently now delivering new content, and they're on a roll in terms of their scheduling of releases. Whereas Halo Infinite, it's been the complete opposite. It just feels so just dead and unable to keep up with itself. Here we have a Kotaku article pointing out how fans believe that Forge is Halo Infinite's final hope, and the Forge mode in this game does look really cool. People have already recreated PT through the Forge mode. I've seen another creation that's basically Toy Story mode, which reduces the player character Spartan's size to be that of an action figure, and the map is essentially a room where you'd find toys in and stuff like that. There are a lot of cool creations that I think are going to come from Forge, and I think that's going to be a huge part of hopefully maintaining decent enough player base to keep things going. But Halo Infinite needs more than just Forge mode. It needs more than just community created content. The official support has to be strong as well, and the game is so lackluster on that front. It's baffling for Xbox to mess up their flagship IP, the new release for their flagship IP, to this degree. And the optics surrounding 343 Industries has gotten bad enough that plenty of people are calling for the Halo IP to be handed off to another studio. I'm not saying dismantle 343 and fire everyone or anything. Just let 343 work on a project that's maybe more up their alley and give Halo to a studio that can handle Halo and who knows what makes Halo special and who can do Halo justice. You know, be it in live service form or in a sort of more traditional premium package form. I mean, I personally prefer the latter, but there is a path towards turning Halo into a successful and beloved live service. I don't believe that's an impossible task. It's just 343 didn't do a good job. 343 has had plenty of chances with Halo 4, Halo Master Chief Collection, Halo 5, and now Halo Infinite. And all of the above, they have messed up on some level. They have botched on some level. And I think at that point, it becomes a sure sign that 343 is simply not equipped to handle Halo well. And hopefully, if there is a future for Halo, I hope it can go to a studio that just knows what it's doing and that is able to just bring things back into focus. Because right now, Halo just feels so irrelevant, which is crazy to say, again, as such a flagship not only flagship mascot of Xbox and Microsoft, but a flagship IP in all of gaming. You know, it's just weird to see Halo in such a rut. But I suppose only time will tell how things will pan out. In the meantime, though, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on the current state of Halo Infinite and 343 Industries' handling of this title. Do you see a future where Halo will one day thrive, or do you see this being the beginning of a downwards hill trend? Share your thoughts below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.